You join this pair after its heavy units just after a signal check near Loughborough Junction. Compartment ready, and next stop is Selhurst for train crew only. To put that to 8, the array off, insert the master key, reverse to neutral.
TPWS and AWS operational.
Reset the AWS, start out the TMS, so DOO, yes. Driver ID is this. Destination is already set up, so press send. Put the lights to night because it's pitch black. GSMR, so our ID is 2 Whiskey 87. 2 Whiskey 87. And signal number is 410. Like that. Chain is now set up for departure. And it's also snowing. So press this forward. Departure notch 2. So this scenario is called 2 Whiskey 87 0142 Bedford to 3 Bridges. Morning, you've taken over 2 Whiskey 87 near Loughborough Junction and you join the last leg of the train to 3 Bridges. But for route retention purposes, we'll be going via Brixton and Clapham Junction. So calling at Selhurst, East Croydon, Gatwick Airport and 3 Bridges. Yeah, I think the scenario is about a month old. So I was looking through some working timetables for this region, and I saw like a Thameslink train going through Clapham Junction, and I thought that would be a really cool scenario. Like taking a Thameslink train through Clapham. So on the front we have 387109. In Thameslink livery with the plain white and green doors, and on the rear we have 387124. We have interior, very nice. So on to the left went was Denmark Hill and the Chatham Main Line through Catford, and also the South London Line through Peckham to London Bridge and Sir Keys. Line straight on goes to Loughborough Junction, the station, and continues through Dulwich towards the Chatham Main Line through Beckham Junction. And we go right towards London Victoria and Brixton. Yeah, Train 7 doesn't really have that many night scenarios. Probably because night scenarios are not everyone's cup of tea or preference. Probably because you can't really see anything. Apart from the stations that light up. On the right is Brixton. Joining the Chatham Main Line via Herne Hill. Oh yeah, because it is like 3 in the morning, we won't see that much AI. Definitely not during the daytime. Oh, not as much during the daytime. Because if you're in central London at 3 in the morning, you're either sleeping or getting pissed. Or working if you're doing like nights. We're also on the South London to Brighton workshop route, which basically merges the Brighton main line from Victoria to Brighton and the South London network. So you can do like a full run from like London Bridge to Brighton. Coming up on Clapham High Street. Also, the scenario is set in 2015, so I think I used the winter 2015 working timetable. So it's when the 700s out of service, but before the 387s were cascaded to Great Northern. This is Wandsworth Road. Line to the left goes towards Battersea Park, which today only goes as far as Battersea Park, but a few years ago it did go to Victoria, because Southern used to run trains from London Bridge to London and Victoria via Denmark Hill, which was taken over by the Overground in 2012, or the end of 2012, which was nearly 10 years ago. And to the right is the Chatham main line that goes towards Victoria, platforms, I think it's 1 to 8. And then the southern stuff is 9 to 19. So if I just pull up the map, so sound supplier, yeah, Battersea Park, it is a bit of a mess, because you've got the Brighton main line, you've got the Chatham main line, you've got the South Western main line out of Waterloo, you've got Stuart's line down here, you got Clapham, which is busy, so yeah, it is a bit of a mess, like spaghetti. So lines on the left is the Brighton main line from London to Victoria. Lines on the right are the South Western main lines out of Waterloo. Of course, because it is like 3 AM, 20 past 3, it's going to be very, very quiet. I think the first trains out of either termini are like 5 AM. Now coming up on the Clapham Junction, the busiest station in the UK or Europe. Of course, it's not the busiest at like 20 past 3. pair of sheds going from Acton Lane to Tunbridge. Yeah, I find it best when to drive a night scenario when you have like night time outside and you just like dim the lights in the room you're playing in, so you get more immersed. Obviously, driving night scenarios during the day doesn't really make sense because you can't really see anything because there's normally too much glare from the sun. I especially like it when it's like night time and it's like raining. Or in this case, snowing. This is Wandsworth Common. Next one is Balham. So we've got Balham, Streatham Common, Norbury, Thornton Heath, Selhurst, East Croydon, South Croydon, Pillilks, Purley, Earlswood, Salfords, Hawley, Gatwick Airport, and Three Bridges. This is Balham. So crossing over onto the down slope so we can stop at Selhurst, because I think the fast platforms on these stations, they're closed because most trains just pass through. I think they're only open for emergencies. Line going straight on is towards South London through Tulse Hill, towards London Bridge. Also, the thing about snow is that it's heavily snowing outside, but the amount of water on the windscreen, the amount of water on the windscreen is very minimal. Which I think is a bit strange, because if it's heavily snowing, then you should get more water on the windscreen instead of very minimal. Line going off to the left goes up and over the Brighton main line towards Selhurst Junction, towards Sutton and Dorking. Coming up on Streatham Common. Like, where do names like that even come from? Like, why would you call somewhere common? Common with what? So the 37 EP, I think it's a good enhancement. Definitely gives us a 37 we can use in more scenarios. And this one actually has the pantograph up because Super Pros, he did a rescale for 387s. But I think it had a bug in it where if you run it on AC, the pantographs wouldn't raise, because I think DTG, they didn't intend on the 377 to be ran in AC mode when they made the Brighton main line. Because in this one, the pantograph does raise on AI trains. On scenarios like on the Midland main line towards Bedford. .55 for Thornton Heath. So after Thornton Heath, next station will be Selhurst, where we stop to drop off only, or set down only. I think that's the technical term. And we're now coming up on Selhurst, so aiming to stop at the 8 car stop sign. Although I think at Selhurst, I think it has like an S car at the end. So that's 4. And here's S. So arrival into Selhurst. Okay, after Selhurst, next stop is East Croydon. Which is literally just around the corner. Yeah, I think for the pull-away shot, I should have like went to the end of the platform, or at least put the camera on the same platform side as my train was. Yeah, just got bowled by a 377. Well, they're both little stars, so they're both as boring as each other. This is East Croydon. So aiming to stop at the 8 car stop sign, which is just coming up on the right. Arrival into East Croydon. Departing East Croydon, next stop is Gatwick Airport in about 15 miles. Also coming up on South Croydon, where the speed limit goes down to 20 as we cross over onto the down slow towards Redhill. Also line towards Ockfield and East Grinstead come off here too. I'm pretty sure those 73s were on the Railhead Human train. Next station we'll pass through will be Purley Oaks. So AP's next release will be the Class 800, 801, 802, 803 EP, which I'm pretty sure will use the model that comes with the East Coast Main Line South. Which I wonder what they're actually going to do with it. Like, what will it actually contain? Like, the project started off, so the IET EP started off with ACS before they decided to ditch EPs and solely focus on new stock like the 185 and the Flirts. So their work was passed over from ACS to AP, which then made it into the IET EP. I mean, I'm not sure if I'm excited by it. I'm definitely excited by the TPE 802s. So you can drive them on Chatmoss, metro stations to Huddersfield, York to Newcastle. I mean, there's potential for it. Just on the other main lines, like the East Coast Main Line and the Great Western Main Line. Where if you wanted to use an IET, because you can just backdate the scenario a few years and just use like a HST. Because we don't really have a very positive opinion of the IETs, because the seats are rock hard and they're not very comfortable. Definitely compared to the predecessors, the HST and the 91. It says Pearly. The one to the left goes towards Caterham and Tatman Corner. Because deliveries on the AETs are not particularly very exciting, because now you have GWR, which is just all over green, so it looks like snot or a cucumber. You have LNER, which is just varying shades of red in a stripe. You have Lumo, which is just blue. You have the test delivery, which is just all over white, like Thameslink. So the only exciting one is Transpilot Express, and I guess Hull Trains. I haven't seen the Hull Trains livery yet in real life, only in pictures. Well, I know it'll sell well because people have been saying, "Where's IET EP?" for ages. Come out the 165, 166. So it will no doubt sell well. You know, assuming it doesn't crash AP servers like most releases have. This is Coulsdon South. Yeah, to be honest, I actually forgot we were going through Red Hill. Speed limit is on 90, the highest on the Brighton Main Line. This is the passenger view with green rails and blue seats, which literally look like ironing boards. So you have this view, this view, this view, this view, this view in where the doors are, this view, and back to this view. Yeah, you can really hear the sensation of speed in these trains. Although I don't think I've ever actually been on a 37 in real life. I've definitely been on 377s, but not 387. You know, not that there's much difference to them from like a passenger's perspective. Okay, speed limit's going down to 80 and 70. So, due to Red Hill passing at 347. I think we're on time. Sort of. Coming up on Merstham. Next station is Red Hill. Also, I'm pretty sure 37s they don't have speed set, because if it did have speed set, I think it would have like a bug on the outer edge of the speedometer that you can move around. Coming up on Red Hill. So passing through Red Hill at 347 and it's now 347. So one time. So I'm not really meant to use my horn because I think the rules are, I think it's from 11 PM to 7 AM. So between those times you can't use a horn. You know, with exception for like safety reasons. Like workmen. Coming up on Earlswood, joining the quarry line that we left at Salt's Nest. The thing about Earlswood is that there's only like crossovers between the slow and the fast lines, and on the original Brighton main line they were omitted. I wonder why. Because I'm pretty sure those crossovers have been there for like 34 years. Next station is Salfords. Next station is Hawley, then Gatwick Airport. Step back to the IET EP. So as I said, the only one that I'm actually looking forward to is the TransPennine 802.2s. That TransPennine operates them on the Liverpool to Newcastle service. They also had like a Newcastle to Manchester Airport train that ran from Newcastle to York, through Tresfenton to Leeds, through Huddersfield to Manchester Victoria, over the Oslo Core to Oxford Road, through Piccadilly to Manchester Airport. But that was cancelled when Corona hit. And I don't think TransPennine have any intention of bringing that back. Which makes the Oslo Core a bit useless. Because at the moment, the only trains going over the Oslo Core are ECS and Manchester Airport to Redcar trains. That's it. Arriving into Gatwick Airport. Okay, next stop is Three Bridges in about 2 miles. It's just a pleasure to shut up. Like, how many planes go out of Gatwick at like 4 in the morning? Definitely not like 5 a minute. So with 3 bridges we are due into platform 1. Waiting on the far right. So to get to platform 1, we'll cross over onto the upslope and then right into the platform. With platform 1 that goes onwards join with the line towards Crawley and Horsham. So this is 3 bridges where the video ends. So thank you so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed this run from Loughborough Junction, just snaking our way through South London. Subscribe for more interesting content, like the video if you are so inclined. And thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next video. So arrival into 3 bridges.